Hi, my name's Claire, and I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I thought I would share the story of my journey transitioning into practice as a nurse practitioner and hopefully help some new grads that are also transitioning into practice. I've been a nurse practitioner for 4 years now, but my journey began when I was in my MSN program in my final semester of school, and I was definitely the typical final semester student as a nurse practitioner student who was just very anxious and nervous about all the unknowns that lay ahead. Um, I knew that I was ready to be done with school, but I also didn't feel that my school necessarily prepared me for all that lay ahead. And so there was just a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. I remember applying for jobs and looking for work several semesters before school ended, or several months before school ended, because I wanted to be more proactive, and I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to find a job upon graduation. And so I looked at many different places. I applied at many different places. Many of them were jobs where I had done my clinical rotations or my practicum hours. And I remember the first job interview I got was where I did my final clinical practicum rotation, which makes sense. And I was offered the job, and I was initially super excited. Um, I felt validated in my value and that kind of the sky was the limit. And I felt that way until we started talking about salary. And I was really disappointed when I was given a really low starting salary. Now, it was a residency program that I was being offered a position for, but just the salary felt really, really low, and I had significant student debt. And I thought that maybe I was worth more than that. And so I went ahead and continued to interview at other places, continued to apply for jobs. Um, and I slowly realized that maybe the way I was interviewing could have been better. I knew I was a new grad, so obviously it could be a bit tougher to find work, but I did feel that I had value, right as out of the gate as a new grad. There's a lot of need out there. Um, and patients need to be seen by providers, and that the gap between the provider to patient ratio is only growing. And so I learned a little bit more about negotiation and kind of gaining confidence in my worth as a new provider. And with subsequent interviews I went to, my offers were a little bit better, which was encouraging. And with some assistance of colleagues that were further along down the road than me, I was able to uh, find a job that really fit a lot of my needs. It was financially lucrative, it had great benefits, and I went ahead and accepted that job, and that was before I had even graduated from school. And so by the time I was graduating and handed my diploma, I felt super excited and light. I had finally completed all of my clinical hours and the didactics, and I just felt so good that a heavy weight had been lifted. There might as well have been rainbows and unicorns and sunshine and gold raining down on me. And I felt that way until I kind of stepped into this job, into this role that I had chosen, and I was surprised at how stressed I was. Immediately, I felt the pressure of these very complex patients with multiple needs that I didn't feel equipped to care for. I felt out of my depth, and at times I felt very alone and unsupported. And there was just a lot of doubt and uncertainty at the beginning. Those first few weeks and months were definitely very rough. Over time, some things got better. I was able to create and cultivate a support network, and find a collaborating provider that I could meet with regularly for private supervision. And so I had some support and confidence and guidance there. Um, I was also able to create more time and efficiency for me during the workday, so I wasn't bringing work home at night. And things did get better, but it was definitely a stressful road entering into practice those first few weeks and even months. Um, and so I'm proud of everything that I was able to get through and accomplish, but it was really difficult and stressful, and I just don't think that it needs to be for a new grad. There's not enough structured support aside from residency programs where you take a pay cut. And so I have created a course called NP for NPs, Unsure to Unstoppable, that helps new grads navigate their way successfully in this transitional period. And so that is my story in my transition into practice, and I hope that is helpful.